Our business is women's athletic clothing, and we specialize in having pockets in all of our bottoms and being more on the affordable side. We actually named it after our kids. So we have a Belva, a Corbin, and a Vera. So Belcorva came from our three kids.
One of the things, like when she was training for her first marathon, she wanted something with pockets, to carry like fuel, like runners call it fuel, but basically like snacks or whatever to eat while you're running like 26 miles. And at the time, there wasn't really much out there that had pockets in either capris or shorts or whatever. So that was kind of one of the things that we really wanted to focus on. Was designing it for people that are active, for people that are running. But there's also the perk of, when you're just going to the store or whatever, you have somewhere to put your keys, your phone. And I always joke that it's good for me too, because then I don't have to be the walking purse and she can carry her own phone. But yeah, so that was one of the big parts of it, is that we wanted to make sure that we had that in all of our bottoms. And because once you get used to having pockets in there, it's hard to go without. So that was one of them. One of the other ones is designed. A lot of the really big companies will just pump out 10 different colors of the same product. We wanted to have more of a boutique type of a feel, and allow people to kind of specialize and have their own style or their own type like represented. So we have a lot of different styles that we try to do. So
It is very saturated. I guess number one, that's kind of my passion, is I like to run. So for me, it's kind of, I don't know, just a given that I do that. But also, before we came up with our company, we didn't realize that there is others that are similar to ours, but we thought we were more like, we put pockets in all of our bottoms, and our price point is a lot better than most activewear. And it was kind of disappointing when you'd find out that the more you get into it, the more you find out there's other people that have that. But I think also like our designs, a lot of people like our designs, and that stands out. And I just think, once again, just having the drive, because you will always have competitors, but you just don't worry about them. You just focus on yourself, because especially with social media, we've noticed that even sometimes your competitors will come and try and say stuff or do stuff to your social media, and you just delete it and say, I'm not even going to look at you, because I'm just worried about myself. So I think the more you're worried about yourself and the drive you have for yourself to be successful, it doesn't matter what other people are doing. So.
And we try and really focus on our customer service too, to make sure that once people try us, that they want to come back and buy more.
Okay, so our story of how we got started with this is actually, he got his original bachelor's degree in college in entrepreneurship, and he's always wanted to start a business. And we just that's a risky thing. So then he went on and he got his MBA. And so for a long time, he was working in the medical sales industry, which money's good, but it's also a really difficult job to have. You're always on the road, and you're always asked, you're on call. So he was going to the hospitals all hours of the night. So we were expecting our third baby in 3 years. So we had 3 little kids, and he ended up losing his job. And then my brother killed himself, and we had a baby all within a month. And so then we just kind of didn't know what to do at that point. And that's when he kept saying, I think this is it. I think this is time to start our own business or do something. And we didn't think that was necessarily a good idea. So we said, why don't you get a job and we'll try something on the side. So
I got a job that paid less than what we were making before, so it kind of helped us make the decision to, all right, let's do it and at least see where it goes. So we started talking about it, started looking into the different
and also he always reads business articles. So he came to me one night and he says, I read these business articles and we need to start something for women, because they're the ones who are always on social media. They're the ones who are always shopping. So he came up with a couple ideas. I remember laying in bed and he's like, oh, like purses. I said, I don't carry a purse. Like, it's got to be something I know. So I was joking, but I said we should just do athletic clothes because that's all I buy for myself anymore. I don't buy normal clothes. The only thing I invest money in is athletic clothes. So I thought we were just passing around ideas, but a couple days went by and he kept saying, no, that's like a good idea. Let's push for that. Let's do that. So that's kind of how we got started with that. And then tell about the logo on our clothes.
Oh yeah. So then, once we decided to really do it, we started talking with manufacturers and everything, and we wanted to, build and develop a brand more than anything. And so one aspect of that was the logo. She kind of designed a lot of the logo, and it's basically it's a sunrise coming over the mountains, and it's dedicated to her brother. He loved to be up in the mountains, and just kind of the thought of the sunrise coming after, or the dawn coming after the dark, and that as we go through hard times or challenges in life, that we can look towards there will be the sunrise again.
He used to have a job where he traveled a lot. He was gone like 2 or 3 weeks of the month. And so we just enjoy that now. We set our own schedule. So oftentimes we stay up until like 3 a.m. working with our manufacturers or working on everything after our kids go to bed. But it now allows us, if we want to go to the lake or something on a Wednesday, we can do that. And we can be there for everything for our kids instead of him always being gone. We have kids, and when the babies were little, they would learn to walk, and he wouldn't even see them for a couple weeks. So it's been good that he's actually here to see all that. I don't really feel like we failed at anything at this yet.
No, this business. I mean, we learn as we go, with kind of each round or each step, each level in the business. We've kind of learned new things, new ways to do different things.
Our biggest challenge, well, first of all, we started this while he was still working a full-time job, and so he would work all day, and I had 3 kids, 3 and under, and so we would stay up all night to work on that. And
getting sleep was a big challenge.
And the other big challenges we found is we want to make sure our stuff's quality. So you can find manufacturers, but you can't always find quality ones. So it took a while for us to shop and try different ones, different samples, trying to make sure that when we did pick people to be our manufacturers, that they were going to be the best that they could be. Oh, you'd have to be very, very dedicated, because when you start a business, nobody's giving you a paycheck and you're working a lot of hours. And I don't think a lot of people would have that drive. So you'd have to make sure that you have a drive to be willing. We started this about a year ago. We didn't start actually selling stuff until about 5 months ago, but that's a long time to be working every day without making any money. And you also don't know if you're ever going to make any money, because when you start a new business, you have no idea whether all your time and money and effort is going to result in something. So I'd say if you're going to do it, you've got to make sure it's something you enjoy and that you're going to be very dedicated to it.
Yeah, either have passion about the business or passion about the work ethic and the drive.
I think once you've put everything into it, you've put all your time and all your money into it.
Yeah, now that this is all we do, there's not much choice.
I also just think, you've looked at how much work you put into it. You're not going to give up on something that you've put everything into. So